Yes guys, now welcome back to the channel. Now if you're new, welcome. This is a bit of a monstrous video, so you're in for a fucking treat. Now, as you can see by the title, it's how to become the complete high performance man from ground zero. Now, what exactly do I mean by high performance man? I see it as something which I really do strive towards. I mean, I was someone who definitely used to be a very low performing person in every realm, whether it be for improving my finances, improving my relationships, improving my fitness as a whole. There were so many different elements of my life which weren't in order, and it felt like my life was a complete mess and everything was all over the place. Now, this system that I've devised, it's essentially a bird's eye view system of exactly all elements that I continue to incorporate every single day that I implement and now teach back to my clients to how to operate your life to become a high performance man, to benefit your relationships, to really solidify your fitness and start to improve your relationships from absolutely ground zero. So from whatever situation you're in, for example, the situations that I used to be in the complete dirt, especially at university, avoiding all the work, being in thousands of pounds of debt from university, spending all my money on drinking, smoking, partying at the weekend, in a huge hole consistently. I almost failed university as well, but through systems like this, I managed to always recuperate and pull myself together. Even so, I've worked a lot of crappy jobs. I'm not here to disrespect anybody working any specific job, but some jobs just aren't for me. A year and a half ago, I was working in a warehouse. Along with, during university, I was stacking shelves at Tesco, doing jobs that I really didn't like, with people that I didn't want to be associated with, to now actually working for myself in Thailand and my own entrepreneurial journey with my brother. Like I say, training out in Thailand, it's been one of the best experiences of my life so far. Really taking a risk to be here. So yeah, like I say, I'm really striving to be this high performance person. I think I've cracked the code with this. So I want to be telling you the secrets as to how I essentially map everything out, my days, and exactly what the key elements that you need to be focusing on, primarily to fix up your fitness as a foundation. That's not a crazy new concept. Your fitness is most definitely a foundation of your life, especially with things like the mental health crisis being on the rise. This system really is going to help people out, I absolutely guarantee you. So if you're essentially a low performing person, you feel as though you're lost and confused in a job you don't like, or you just can't seem to maximize your fitness, follow this structure and I absolutely guarantee you within 90 days you'll be feeling fucking top dollar, mate. You'll be feeling absolutely unbelievable. Now, I want to say it as well, it's not a sales video. Of course I make money from coaching, but I'm not here to sell you anything if you don't want. I'm going to literally just tell you exactly what I've been doing over the last couple of years, that's really transformed my life around to take more risks and be more high performance, and I see a lot of results in return for that. So first of all, there's 4 elements that I want to be going over today. So obviously the outcome here is becoming the complete high performance man from ground zero. The first element I want to be running over is your training approach. So number 1, training. Number 2, your nutrition. Number 3, your mindset and approach, and your productivity and energy levels. So if you master those 4 traits, you're ready to take charge of your life. You really are ready to take charge of your life, to forever carry your charge with your fitness, and obviously start to ooze confidence into your ability to make money, and obviously improve your relationships as a whole. As long as these 4 elements are mastered, if anything's missing, it will come crumbling down, and you won't be that complete person we are looking for, right? So, like I say, element number 1, training. Let's go over all this. So with your training, and this is the current approach that I do, and this is what I've been doing for the past 1 to 2 years now. That's really got me out of the dirt every single time, So first of all, you've got your weight training, you've got your martial arts training, and you've got your stretching and mobility. These are the only 3 core elements of training you need to be considering, and have really benefited me and my clients. Now for your weight training, this is something that I only focused on for a large portion of my life, from the age of 16 to 15, first going to the gym, to probably about 21, so that's probably like 5-6 years. I was solely just focused on weight training. To be fair, I was doing a little bit of martial arts like karate when I was younger, but it wasn't a very it was good, but it wasn't overly a massive part of my life. Weight training was the main thing that changed shit up for me originally. Now with weight training, you've got 3 main focuses here. You've got your aesthetics, your strength, and your muscle growth. So your aesthetics are important, you know, how your physical body actually looks. You go into the gym to add muscle, to look good, to be presented, to attract girls, whatever. Essentially, the better you look, and you know, your first impression matters with things like in jobs as well, right? So if you're chasing money, if you're chasing relationships, you have to be looking decent. You have to be looking in shape, looking like you're disciplined. It all starts directly from this. This is the easiest way to do it, through weight training, aesthetics training directly. Coupling this with strength training is going to be fantastic. So you're not just looking good, but you're also putting your body to some actual good use. So lifting, you know, PRs and whatnot. And obviously for muscle growth as well. Muscle growth's obviously essential. It's very important just to build up your body, to protect your organs, to protect, you know, your nervous system as a whole, right? All of these elements are important for weight training. This is all you need to be considering for weight training. Now I only, like I said before, from the age of 15 to like 21, this is all I was focusing on, and it actually led me down a bit of a hole. But you know, there are some good elements with this. If you're solely going to be focusing on this aesthetics, you will end up in a hole. You know, you will get to a point where like, how much more muscle mass can I actually develop, which is actually going to make me satisfied. You know, it really is very limiting as your progression as a whole to be high performance. I don't think a complete high performance person is someone who can just add muscle mass and not actually think about what use your body actually is to the world and for people around you and whatnot. So your aesthetics is important. I went down the strength training route due to the fact that my muscle building was a bit shit, just for the sake of me being a hard gainer. So yeah, I primarily help hard gainers out, even so anyone in particular. I've got fantastic systems to get you in shape, but me as a hard gainer, it was very difficult to grow muscle. Therefore, I found a massive benefit of going into strength training and doing a lot of deadlifts and 1 rep maxes. So I actually entered a strength training competition whilst I was at university to get me out of a rut, to get me out of doing a lot of drugs, alcohol, smoking, all the rest of it. I wanted to prove to myself that I was more than what I'd actually built up myself to be, especially just focused on aesthetics being very young. I started to go into the strength training, and yeah, I felt fucking fantastic from expressing some competition. So that's all you need to be doing for the weight training. You can be focusing on that for the time being, especially before indulging in something like this, what I'm going to go over in a minute. But yeah, you want to be looking after yourself. You want to be just, you know, getting some sort of win across the board. Go into the gym, adding some muscle to like sharpen up your physique, and that's essentially all you need to be doing for the time being. Now, another element of the training which you need to be considering is your martial arts training. So once you've solidified some strength and you've grown some muscle mass and consistency with the gym, most definitely start to implement martial arts training. I'm going to fully delve in why this is so important for you and why this is an absolute must for you to become a high performance person. And yeah, so here we are. So you're going to be having a fighting ability. You're going to be able to fight, protect, and actually build true confidence. Now, like I said before, I got to a sticking point of just following weight training, going down the whole bodybuilder route, you know, training for beauty pageants, all that crap. And I felt more unconfident. Sometimes I felt so insecure about myself by chasing aesthetics so much, where it actually made me feel worse off before I actually started doing any of this. But when you start to develop a fighting ability coupled with this, you're in a fucking phenomenal situation. You look fantastic, you're strong, you have strength and muscle mass to protect your body as a whole, and you also have the ability to fight. That really does give you true confidence. And that oozes into a multitude of different areas in your life, not just as a whole performing well in this setting. Right guys, now we're back. I literally just recorded the whole thing, but my phone's just died, so we'll go over this again. This is where we're up to last. Now once you've got the ability to protect those around you, that starts to ooze an insane amount of confidence, true confidence, not just related to muscle building, strength and aesthetics. Like I say, coupling this with this makes you a very, very dangerous person. And that is what the intention should be from your training directly. So not just with martial arts training are you going to be developing a fighting ability, but also you're going to be developing a cardiovascular performance, such as building your stamina, you know, being able to run correctly, being able to be functional, not just for muscle building, but, you know, increasing your stamina, and also improving your oxygen advantage. When you start to do cardiovascular performance, you start to clear up a lot of brain fog. An example for this, as why this has benefited me in the past, is from when I was in a major rut during university. I came back from, it was around the COVID period, 2020. I was smoking a lot of weed, I was doing a lot of stupid shit. And the way that I got out of this rut, this negative rut where my body was very, very like low performing, and I hadn't gone to the gym for a while, it was just completely destroyed. The way that I started to get this fire and determination back was cardiovascular performance. This was without any gym equipment, no weight training, no martial arts training. It was directly cardiovascular performance to get this oxygen advantage and to start building up my stamina back again. It was such a raw thing to do, but it benefited me so much. I went for a 7-kilometer run every other day for a good part of 2 to 3 months during lockdown, and I got in absolutely phenomenal shape. And that was the starting point, what actually motivated me to actually start coaching people in the first place, because I understood the benefit of doing fitness as a foundation of your life. So this is essentially it. Martial arts training is so important. Like I say, you're not just developing your muscle building, but you're also developing a fighting ability and also improving your cardiovascular performance. You may think that doing muscle building and cardiovascular performance doesn't go hand in hand. It definitely does. I would say if you're going down the whole bodybuilder type route, of course they do their type of cuts, but adding additional excess non-functional muscle mass isn't a very good way to go about your situation. I don't think that's a very healthy approach, especially going down the whole steroid sort of route for muscle building development. Therefore, don't worry about the fact if you are going to be leaning down from doing cardiovascular performance. It does have major mental benefits for you. I would even say to do cardio right at the start of the morning, every single morning. It really has benefited me in the past, and what I always recommend to my clients, just from whatever situation they're in, if they're in any sort of rut, go for a 20-minute run before 6 a.m. I guarantee you'll be feeling better from it. So there we go. Now the next element, you need to be thinking about your stretching and mobility. With this, martial arts, and also your weight training, you need to be thinking about your stretching and mobility. This is going to increase your functionality of your physique, better your posture, especially if you're working a 9-to-5 job, and even so just for injury prevention as a whole. Increasing your blood flow is an important thing to benefit your muscle growth, and like I say, preventing injury from doing a lot of these activities. If you are punching, kicking, doing your takedowns with martial arts and just moving heavy compound movements, you really need to be relieving some stress in your tendons, your joints, and your muscle as a whole. So yeah, get on this, especially if you're working a 9-to-5 job, correcting things like nerd neck as well, whatever. There's a lot of different things you can be doing for stretching and mobility. Performing this daily, it could be like 5 minutes in the morning or a couple times a week just to start off. Really going to be beneficial for you to feel a lot more high performance. Now the next element, I'm just going to check that the camera hasn't died. No, we're good. Now the next element is your nutrition. Now, I realized that nutrition is one of the most important things that you need to be considering for developing your physique and developing and shaping your mentality as a whole. I used to go to the gym when I was younger, from the age of like 16 to 18, and I saw no progress whatsoever going to the gym. I used to train about 5 to 8 times a week, sometimes twice a day, and I saw no progress, and it was because my nutrition wasn't dialed in. I felt low performing. I used to provide so much energy into my workouts and see nothing in return. And it's because I didn't have a synergetic diet in relation to my training, and none of the meal timings were correct, and I wasn't optimizing my hormones from the nutrition I was consuming. Once you've dialed the nutrition in, which links well to your routine, and like I say, the meal timings benefits your workouts during and post the workouts, and also benefits your work routine. You're going to be feeling a hell of a lot more productive, and your energy levels are going to be through the roof, and you're going to be benefiting your ability to add muscle mass and be a lot more functional. So with the diet itself, high protein dense source foods, lean beef, chicken, eggs, really important. We're not doing no keto diets or vegan diets around here, boys. Fully high protein dense source foods. You need to be consuming your meats. The really high quality protein is what you want to be searching for. Even so, like plant-based protein, yeah, it's a kind of protein, but it doesn't contain all 9 essential amino acids. This is the most important thing for muscle growth. Lean beef, chicken, eggs specifically contain all 9 essential amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks for protein to build up muscle. Therefore, you need to be consuming them. Eat up for anywhere from 5 to 10 eggs a day if you can. Consume as much protein as possible, especially for hitting your calorie goals. You need to be eating enough protein. For meal timings, this is a good one. So you need to be understanding you need to have a correct periodized approach to your meals, which is going to benefit your ability to perform best in the workout and also for recovery afterwards. Now, something I want to mention here is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are very important. They're very good for your energy levels going into the gym and obviously for recovery afterwards. But carbohydrates as well, they're very, very calorific, and they can take a substantial amount of energy, your body's energy, to consume. Therefore, I've had many negative experiences from consuming too many carbohydrates to look bloated, and also for reducing productivity purposes. I'd recommend to consume a moderate to low amount of carbohydrates throughout the day, and a high carbohydrate diet along with high protein dense source foods pre-workout and post-workout. So yeah, you're not consuming an insane amount of carbohydrates during the day. Therefore, you can feel a lot more productive. So yeah, there's definitely some truth to this. I've tested this with my clients as well, and they've seen major benefits, especially for fat burning, and also for them to operate their businesses a hell of a lot better. And yeah, the third element here for nutrition is optimizing your hormones. This is a key. Yeah, this is a key thing to make you feel a hell of a lot more productive, especially your testosterone. Testosterone is a fucking crucial hormone you need to be thinking about. This can be done through your nutrition with the high protein dense source foods like lean beef, eggs, chicken, and also through natural supplements. Natural supplements being vitamin D, could be L-arginine, that essentially doesn't directly improve your testosterone, but indirectly does by increasing your blood vessel dilation. Therefore, it allows for better blood circulation through your body, equals better muscle pump, and also transporting testosterone and other hormones correctly around your system a hell of a lot more efficiently. So other natural supplements, you could be thinking about ashwagandha or Tongat Ali. That's what I take right now. All natural supplements which naturally boost your testosterone. Like I say, testosterone is such an important driver to keep you motivated and striving forward each and every day to attack every single goal that you need to be getting done. And therefore, yeah, you're becoming a hell of a lot more high performance. So as long as you're prioritizing your testosterone through your nutrition, not doing no plant-based protein bullshit diets, high protein dense source foods, high quality proteins from your meats, and thinking about your natural supplements. You don't need to be going down the whole steroid route. I wouldn't recommend that. I don't think it's good for the mentality. But natural supplements like I've recommended, and also high protein dense source foods, you're going to be boosting your testosterone, and obviously strategizing when you're going to be correctly eating your meals to benefit your productivity is going to be very beneficial for you. Now this next section, the mindset. Now you need to be approaching this. So great, you may have the greatest meal plan in the world and you may have the greatest nutrition plan in the world, but if you don't have the correct mindset and approach to how you're going to be rocking up every single day and your motives behind why you're going to be doing this, yeah, you're going to be struggling to actually implement all this type of thing. Now there's a few different things here. These are all from direct experiences to how I've now been able to elevate my life and now improve other people's lives at the same time. Now, the first thing is responsibility. As soon as you start to understand that you are responsible, not just for yourself, but for other people, this starts to mean that you start to escape procrastination. This is what really started to benefit me. Understanding that don't be selfish towards your own individual results. The results that you're chasing after, developing that better looking physique, that more money in your bank account, better relationships, it's not just for yourself, it's for other people around you. When you're going to be missing those gym sessions, when you're going to be missing those actions you need to be taking to elevate your life, it doesn't just reflect on you, but it reflects on other people. As soon as you understand this, it should start to fire some ignition into your system. Especially knowing that your future self is relying on you, your future wife, your future kids, your friends, your siblings, people are relying on you to get in the best shape possible. Once you start to realize this, you will start to escape procrastination. And now nobody knows procrastination better than me. I absolutely guarantee you that. When I was younger, I used to avoid doing the work at all costs. As soon as I started to take on more responsibility by coaching other people, procrastination was no longer a thing. And it took me about like 2 to 3 years to realize that. And even so, from me taking on more responsibility, I had a conversation with my brother, and I was like, I did have this major problem with procrastination, and I don't think about it no more. I get a lot of shit done, and it's for the fact that I'm not just solely thinking about myself and my results here, but other people are relying on me to get in the best shape possible. And also viewing your future self. Your future self is going to be dependent on you. You need to be chasing the greatest version of you. There's a different reality, right, of the best version of you, the person who does absolutely everything that they've said they were going to do time and time again, and they get it done every single day. That reality exists. You can formulate that reality. Viewing yourself in that situation is going to make you fucking start to act a hell of a lot more effectively. And secondly here, with the mindset, you need to be having a relentless energy. Now, the way you get this relentless energy, this might be a little bit dark, but this is how I started to harness negative energy and emotion, right? Now, you need to be having this. Everyone's got some sort of grudge against something or someone. Everyone has this sort of negative element. It could be you being angry about something in the past. I'd say to reflect on this. Think about the times when you were disrespected by someone. Maybe it was someone in school. Maybe it was a colleague. Maybe it was your boss who annoyed you at some point. Whatever it's going to be, right? You need to be harnessing this aggression, but you don't want to be expressing that negatively. You don't want to be expressing that negatively outwardly to the world, where you're going to be bringing other people down. You harness that for yourself, and you keep that in the corner of your brain to then bring forward, to provide that relentless energy to motivate you to then never allow that stuff to happen ever again. Make that commitment to yourself that you're never going to be disrespected ever again. Whatever it's going to be, someone might have let you down, whatever it's going to be, have this relentless energy stored in the corner of your brain, and bring that forward when you're going to be doing when you're going to be attending your gym sessions, when you're going to be competing. It's so important to have that. And for you to be angry as a man is a very, very important trait. You don't want to be suppressing your own emotions, especially for you as a man. You just need to be able to control them. No one's saying, I know there's a lot of people out there who may say to go around being like a stoic. It's obviously important to express emotion. You don't want to be a robot running around the world, but it's controlling your emotion and knowing correctly when to integrate that is the most valuable thing. But having this relentless energy, number one, is so important, especially knowing when to turn that on at any specific moment when it's going to benefit yourself for your own progression and other people's progression around you is a very, very valuable trait. Now, thirdly, this is a concept that I've come up with, and it's outrunning your genetics, or breaking your own genetic hand. Now, it's in relation to your human spirit. The spirit, your willpower and your desire to get specific goals, does not come into the equation of science. It doesn't come into the equation of your genetic coding. Whatever hand you've been dealt in life, you may be dealt the shittest hand. I could say, I wasn't very happy about the fact of me being naturally a very skinny guy, and it's been increasingly difficult for me to add muscle mass. I'm actually at a point now where I'm very satisfied because my results have come through, but I used to be very annoyed about the fact that I couldn't have an insane amount of muscle mass, so I didn't. Yes guys, now back again. Phone died again. We're sorted now, but we'll crack on with this. Now, here we are, outrunning genetics. Like I said before, your spirit is so important to make sure that you are not just solely relying on your genetics to get you through everything. For example, when I was younger, I used to get so pissed off about the fact that my genetics weren't ideal, weren't optimized. And essentially, I've started to rely on my spirit to get me through a lot of shit. Know that you are capable of pushing through your current situation right now is very, very important. You must know that you are capable of pushing through your current situation right now through your spirit. No matter what your situation is, just know the fact that you as a man are capable of getting through any situation, especially from ground zero. There's always something that can be done. Don't be relying on your current situation, your current genetic hand. You might not think you're the most attractive guy, right? But everything can be improved. As long as you've got the willpower and the drive right here through your fucking spirit, you can attain a lot. You can really attain a lot, and I think I'm living proof of this. I don't think I was dealt the greatest hand in life in relation to my genetics with being very, very skinny. I outperformed myself going to deadlift competitions, now really embracing martial arts training, and yeah, I'm progressing quite well in that. So yeah, that's essentially it. Break the genetic hand, incorporate your spirit, really, really important. Now, which point are we on? Now we're on 4th. So now, this is about rationality versus irrationality. Now, you need to be in control of your vices first of all, and need to be integrating all of your emotions together. You don't want to solely be someone who is a robot, right? Being rational is essentially being logical and being strategic about the actions you are taking on a daily basis. The irrational side is more impulsive and a more emotion driven. You want to be both. If you want to be a high performance person, you want to really impact the world and with the actions that you do take, you want to have both elements here, not essentially more one over the other. I would suggest definitely come from a more rational standpoint, especially if you're in a very emotional state right now from whatever circumstance you're in. You need to first of all be rational and controlling your own vices, whether it be smoking, drinking, taking drugs, whatever you're doing. Be rational about the actions you take by implementing the correct steps that we're going over. But it's important as well to respect your irrational side, your emotional side, because that's where the creativity is, and that's what makes you you. At the end of the day, we're all human, we're all men, and we express emotion. You know, express that in a rational term, essentially. You know, you want to come from the irrational point, but express that irrational side when it is necessary, because there's an insane amount of power that you can possess by having that irrational side under control. Now, next one, with your mindset, you need to be competitive. You need to be thinking in a competitive realm. From a situation you're in right now, you need to know that obviously you can fight to get out of this situation. And you need to be aiming every single day to be thinking about in the realm of competition, whether you like it or not. There's every guy out there is competing for the same shit, for the job role you want, for the girl that you admire, that you desire, for the physique that you want. Everyone is competing against each other, whether we like it or not. There's always going to be a winner and a loser. As well, you test your current skill set. Being in competition tests your current skill set that you are developing to really solidify who you believe you are to be. That's why I did these deadlifting competitions. That's why my brother does a hell of a lot of martial arts competitions, and it's something that I'm going to be engrossing in as well. Testing yourself is such an important thing. You know, you can walk around with this big ego of going to the gym, but if you're not actually putting yourself to some good utility and really testing that, then you know what really are you doing? You're not really striving to be the best possible version you can be against other guys. So testing yourself is so important. Be in a state of competition every single morning. You know, even if it's against yourself every single day, making sure that you know that there's a version of you out there who's getting everything done that is set out for themselves. You know, in a different universe, there is literally a person just like you who's getting absolutely everything done. Compete against this person every single morning you wake up. That version exists, and that can be you. Push towards beating this guy every single day. I think Andrew Tate said a great fucking thing. He's done it in one of his courses where it's like, you know, formulate the enemy. The enemy is the best version of you. Don't be holding grudges so much against other people. I know I said about the whole relentless energy before. But obviously, in a controlled sense, to get the aggression, it's a very, very important thing. But with the competition, make the enemy against yourself. You know, make sure that you're striving to be the best possible version you can to beat yourself every single fucking day, to get everything ticked off, and so you're stepping the right foot in the right direction to be higher performance. Now, the last mindset trick, really, really important one. Now, the last mindset trick, so important and so valuable. This is an actionable step you can be taking right now. Now, it's stacking wins. It's accumulating wins over the long term. This is the goal. You need to be accumulating wins. Now, the best way to do this is by consciously writing things down. Objectives down, the easiest things, the most basic things you could be doing to get wins on the board. This is what's going to get you motivated to actually get momentum. So stacking wins, it could be, let's say in relation to fitness, tracking your body weight every single morning, or tracking, reaching the correct macros that you need to be consuming every single day, eating the correct amount of foods, or simply turning up for your gym session or turning up for your running session that's laid out for you. So important. You subconsciously stack these wins over the space of a month. Consistently write them down over the space of a month and tick them off on a piece of paper every single day. those habits start to become subconscious. It's when you start to do that over time, you don't need to log that down anymore, and you can start to stack your wins. So you now have another set of wins, whether it be for elevating your fitness a little bit further, pushing that extra mile towards certain PBs and compound movements, or starting to integrate martial arts training as another elevation point for wins to be stacked. Like I say, you repeat the process because the first stack of wins is now integrated. You don't need to be monitoring that. The next stack of wins you can be monitoring, and therefore, boom, you're elevating up the ladder. You're progressing as a person through your physical fitness. This can be in relation to business as well. If it's like outreaching to certain people in the day, making sure you're messaging 50 people a day. You can say you do that consistently. You monitor that down. You see the progress, and you start to elevate that further. You're stacking wins, and the reason why this is so important to stack wins is because over the long term, it gives you more momentum. It gives you more momentum, and it gives you more opportunity. That's the major thing. More opportunity. You just want more opportunity for yourself. So obviously doing all these things together by improving your fitness, looking better, increasing your muscle mass, increasing your strength, improving your martial arts training, you're developing a hell of a lot of confidence, which runs off directly into so many different areas of your life to improve your finances and to improve your relationships as a whole. Acting in this way, through this more like this athletic lens of going through martial arts and weight training, women are attracted to this 100%. It works every time. Like, if you are an athlete, that is very, very attractive to women, and you're obviously showing that you're a very, very disciplined person. That helps off with things in work as well. So yeah, really, really important to stack these wins, accumulating these wins over time. It takes time, and get those small incremental wins to keep you motivated on the process. And like I say, you'll start to provide a hell of a lot more opportunity for you. So if you feel as though you are in the dirt, get some small wins on the board. Smallest of wins to be stacked consistently over the course of a month, and you can start to elevate from there. Now that's pretty much the mindset. Like I say, rewatch any of this if you need any sort of clarification. Again, I'm not going to be going over it again. Now, element number 4 is your productivity and your energy. Now, so important. Obviously, with all this interplay, you know the correct approach to the mindset, you know the correct approach to the nutrition, you know the correct approach to the training. If you don't know how to integrate this properly into your routine, you're not really going to get anywhere. And obviously, if you're not thinking about your literal energy towards performing this, you're going to be stuck in the mud. So I'll start off here. Map out your day. This is how you're going to be a hell of a lot more productive, and how you're actually going to reduce stress, especially if you're trying to take more shit on your plate, whether it be for balancing a 9-to-5 job with a side hustle, or with a relationship, or even so just benefiting your fitness as a whole. You need to be mapping out your day. The best thing to do, Google Calendar, prepare your day. Google Calendar, jot absolutely everything down. You can see everything from a bird's eye perspective. Set literally time aside, right now, or even so after the video, go on Google Calendar and prepare absolutely everything in your life. Jot down tasks and things that you need to be doing, whether it's allocating time for when you're going to be doing your work, your 9-to-5 job, and then your side hustle, set some time aside, 1 to 2 hours a day, and exactly when you're going to be doing your weight training routine or your martial arts routine. So therefore, you're going to be optimizing your training, so you can be guaranteed to be turning up for that, and obviously your work life, and even so for socializing. Now, if you do want to be in the whole grind set sort of thing, you don't forever want to be focusing solely on your training and your work life, but it is very, very important. You can detach from socializing for a little bit of time. I'd say I think it's a good shout, especially if you're out in the mud. If you're around negative people or destructive people, it's very important to detach from those people. Therefore, concentrate on your work life, and obviously your training is going to be very, very important for that. So once everything's mapped out, it reduces a hell of a lot of stress for you. You can essentially just live your life like an executive. That's a really important point.